Hey, thanks everybody for joining us today. Live Music Nation podcast. I'm your host, Jake Gill. Today we're Vanessa Heird. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
All right. Heird Events. Vanessa, thanks for being on with us.
Thank you.
Vanessa, give us a little background on you. Where did you grow up? And talk about your career a little bit, and then now your position with Heird Events.
So I grew up in Moore, Oklahoma. And then
Wait. Home of
yes,
who? Home of who?
Toby Keith.
There you go. No, I'm just kidding you. I'm just like you can't go through Moore, Oklahoma without seeing a Toby Keith sign somewhere. So
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
So grew up in Moore, Oklahoma, out in the country. Went to Moore schools, graduated with Moore High School, and then met my husband and then moved to Guthrie, Oklahoma, where I currently live.
Oh, I love Guthrie. Of course, you got the legendary Lazy E Arena there, and everything as it goes through there. Good. So tell us about Heird Events and what you do.
So Heird Events I began my LLC in 2019. My first craft fair was in 2018. And I'm a planner. I love organizing things.
Yep.
I love getting people together. So that's where it started. I think my regular 9-to-5 job is not related to this at all, but my dream job would be this event coordinator. So I decided I want to make it myself. So started from scratch, started from the ground up, learned everything as I went. I didn't have anyone teaching me what to do or how to do it. So self-taught myself as the years have gone by and then to where I am now.
Perfect. So how many craft fairs do you organize a year?
Well, for 2023, I have 6 lined up.
Fantastic.
And this year I had 4 of them. So it grew, and of course, COVID kind of slowed things down, but it has grown in the past couple of years.
Yeah, no, very good. So do you personally have a passion for arts and craft, or is this just a niche that you found for the event planning process that you enjoy the most?
I don't have a passion for arts and crafts. I
Okay.
wish I did. I try. Not always successful, but no, I think it's bringing people together is what I'm passionate about. And then also I'm a social person as well. So I, for one, love going to events like this. And since I do love to plan and organize things, I thought I'm going to just start my own. And it started out really small in 2018 and 2019. And then 2020, of course, COVID. So that slowed things down. But in 2021 and this year, it's really picked up. And so I did start doing craft fairs at first, and now it's transitioned to my wine festivals, wine and craft festival.
Sure. Now, what is it about the planning process, the event, the live event process? What is it about that drives you? Like where's your reward in that?
The reward, I think, would be again, the social. I'm an extrovert, so I crave that atmosphere. So and then of course, if the show is good and a great show and all the vendors are happy, that makes me happy. So that is what drives my passion, seeing these vendors happy and seeing these vendors get their name out and their businesses out there. And that also makes me happy too. They can be complete strangers and we become this great working relationship, and I really like these people and I like working with these people, and they come back to all my shows. So I want their business to grow for themselves also, as well as having a fun event that I coordinate.
Vanessa, how old are you? Can I ask you that?
36.
Okay. You're young. You've got like 3 lives ahead of you.
Yeah.
How many of your friends are, I don't want to say are, I think some people are going to be happy and not happy. You're obviously very passionate about what you do, right? It brings you happiness. How many of your friends can say the same thing at 36?
I don't know. I mean, I think it depends on the person. My sister, who's my best friend, she's an introvert, so she can come and help me at a show and be there with me, but it's not what would drive her.
But yeah, it's not her passion. But do you think that most 36-year-old people are happy in what they're doing and have a passion in their life?
Not most, probably.
Yeah. No. I would agree. I would agree. So I guess what I'm hearing from you and what I like you when you talk about what you're doing, you smile, you know, you tell that you enjoy it. It's welcoming. And I hope that other 36-year-old people sense that when they watch this or they're listening to this, because there's just so many opportunities out there. Like wine festivals didn't exist. I mean, maybe they existed, 20 years ago, but not at the level that they do now, you know, and is it trendy? Maybe, but it still comes back down to it's a social gathering, and that's so important for people. They thrive on it. Describe your wine festivals or your events. What do they look like? What could people look forward to experiencing when they come?
So I probably coordinate events differently than maybe everybody else. I like to do it personal. I talk to every vendor that contacts me. I personally email them and get to know them. And then, I have a lot of repeat vendors who love coming to my shows, so they all come. So what got me to a wine festival so I used to do the craft fairs. And then my hometown of Guthrie used to have a wine festival. It was named differently. We had it years ago, coordinated by somebody else. And then they stopped. Everything comes to an end. Yeah. It stopped. And then COVID hit. But there were so many people here in Guthrie that were saying, hey, when are we going to have this back? It was so much fun. And I said, I'm going to bring it back to Guthrie, and I'm going to do it my way. So my Guthrie event is outdoors right in the heart of downtown Guthrie. I block off 2 city blocks to have it. The vendor set up on the city streets. And that makes it unique. My other shows are all indoors, but this one is outside. So it also brings business to the local businesses as well. And it's just the atmosphere of it. It kind of brings back the nostalgia, but then I do it my way. So my events are, so my first wine festival was 2021 in October here in Guthrie. And it was an amazing show. That's how I got hooked on it. So then I decided, where else can I have these? And that's how I branched out to 6 different counties now. Yeah. So it was a great show, got me hooked on it, got that good feeling about it, and everyone loved it. Everyone remembered it. So that's how that started. And then the rest of my shows are also just indoors, but all of my events are family friendly. I usually try to have something for the kids, for the children, and the families who come, whether it's a face painter or my March show has the Easter Bunny. My December show has Santa, and my shows are also all free admission. So I'm a mom also. I understand what it's like to go to an event and then you have to pay to get in. Then you have to pay to do this. Then you have to pay to do that. If you want a picture of Santa, you got to pay for it. And I didn't want the people to come to these events have to do that. I want them to come and enjoy it and then use their money on the vendors and not to get into the door. Yeah. So, that's just how I run my shows. And again, always family friendly as well. I want people to know they can bring their children. Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. So I want to differ with you on one statement you made, that all things have to come to an end. They don't. You just have to reinvent them sometimes. And that's exactly what you've done. Yeah. That's exactly what you've done. I reinvented it my way. Yep. That's perfect. Vanessa, how do people find out more about your wine festivals, your craft fairs? What's your website? What's your socials? How do people get in contact with you if they want to make trips to Oklahoma this year? How do they do that? So my website is heird.events.com, and Heird is HEIRD. That is the website. And then also on Facebook, the same. If you search Heird Events or do at H Events LLC, you'll find me on Facebook. Again, my shows are also on my website, and I do have 6 shows planned for 2023 in 6 different counties. So there's probably one for everybody. Perfect. Vanessa Heird, thanks for being on with us today. I appreciate you. Thank you. You bet. Well, baby, I'm on it with a bottle of wine.